Hey friends! Okay, so like I said in a previous video, I am going to be sharing with you my plans for 2026. And I'm taking a little bit of a more gentle approach this year, and I'm calling it Tiny Tuesdays. Kind of my anchor plan is called Tiny Tuesdays. I will be working small like we've done in challenges before. My goal is to paint 52 paintings this year, just one per week, and they're going to be on a smaller scale. If you don't like painting small, you can paint whatever size you would like. So in this video, I'm going to give you a supplies list of what I'm using, and we'll go from there. But I want to tell you, in addition to paint whatever size you would like, that even though I'm calling it Tiny Tuesdays, without a doubt, I'm going to be doing more videos than just on Tuesdays. That just feels like a nice, calm, consistent rhythm that I can get into, that I can just a steady rhythm that is realistic for me and that I can keep showing up for on top of my job that I have, on top of homeschooling and trying to start an art business. So if you've been with me for a while and we've done these challenges before where we've painted on a smaller scale, and I have found that people do find it less intimidating and just a little bit more approachable and doable. And as always, my goal is to list the supplies that I use in each video, but I'm going to give you a quick rundown here as well, so you can get prepared if you want to. But really, I'm going to preface this by saying use what you've got. I'm going to show you what I'm using. So yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, to start off with, watercolor paper. You're going to definitely want watercolor paper, whatever you can afford. This is maybe a little bit pricey. I want to say this pad was $22, $22 for 12 sheets, but I'm cutting these up into 2.5 by 3.5 inch pieces, so it's going to go a long way. But this is cold pressed paper, and it is 100% cotton. Don't mind that. I have no idea what that is. 100% cotton, 140-pound cold pressed paper. So if there's any portion that you are able to splurge, do it with the paper, because the better the paper, it just makes the experience a lot nicer. I'll just say that. But on the other hand, use what you've got. I have used all ranges of paper, and everything turns out fine. It's fine. It just makes it a nicer experience if you have nicer paper. And the next somewhat obvious supplies we will need are brushes. Generally speaking, I use round brushes. I use a size 6 most often and a size 2. I also have this, I think this is a 0. Is this a 0? Yeah. Sometimes I use a 0 for just, finer details. I did just buy this flat brush. Honestly, I bought it mainly for my snail mail club that I have, because I tend to paint a lot of bricks. I do just charming little storefronts for my prints for my snail mail club, and I just think this will be a helpful tool for that. So I don't even know if I'm going to use it in our 52 paintings for this year. So again, with brushes, use what you've got. These are Princeton snap brushes. I just got this at Hobby Lobby, and it was 50% off. Another thing I purchased at Hobby Lobby are these 2 frames. They were also 50% off. And so this one was $4.50 and this one was $4. I was really shocked to see the 2.5 by 3.5 inch size. I've seen the 2 by 3s, they have 3 by 3s, and then of course they have all the maybe more conventional sizes like 4 by 6, 5 by 7, that sort of thing. So if you go and they're not 50% off, wait to go the next week, and they will most generally be 50% off. So those I just think are going to dress up our paintings and just make them more of a statement piece, even though they're little tiny paintings. They'll be great for gifting or just tucking in little vignettes here and there in your own home. I would suggest using some sort of pencil. I don't use anything fancy. This is just a regular pencil. You can even use an old number 2 pencil, whatever you have. An eraser, preferably not this eraser. Generally, that's going to leave a mark on your paper. So a nice white eraser, kneaded erasers, just something along those lines. Okay, now, if you have been with me for any period of time, you know I like to use my Micron pens in my paintings. If you do not have it in your budget to have waterproof fine liners, don't worry about it. These are just black fine liners. They are archival ink and waterproof, but if you just have a Sharpie pen, let's say, or whatever, you just have to make sure that you use yours at the very end when all your paint is dry and you can't add any paint to it, unless you're going for the look of black ink bleeding into your paint. And I also like to use my size 10 jelly roll. I just find the bigger size, even the 8s work pretty good as well. They just work better than the smaller sizes. They don't skip as much. I love these and I use them. Just got them on Amazon. I will link everything for you if you're interested. You could use a Posca pen. The reason I use these is because white watercolor paint is translucent. So these are opaque and they just make some nice details. You could also use bleed proof white or white gouache. You have options. You might want to use some sort of tape, washi tape, Scotch tape, just whatever will work for the paper that you've got. If you want to tape off edges, that sort of thing. I don't often do that, but who knows? Maybe I will this year. I'm not really sure. But some sort of tape would be helpful in some cases. Something fun and new to me this year is I'm going to be dabbling with colored pencils. These are not watercolor pencils. They're just regular colored pencils that I purchased. I haven't even used them yet. I'm just going to show you real quick. This is a brand new set for me. I love that first row. Beautiful colors. I'm very excited to try these, and I'll just try them on camera with you, and we'll just see. I just want to get a little bit more into mixed media. Obviously, with the black pens and white pens, that's already considered mixed media, but I want to dabble with some colored pencils, so we'll see how that goes. This is not an expensive brand. Most people recommend Holbein or Caran d'Ache or Derwent, all the different kinds. I'm not willing to spend that money when I'm just trying them out. So these were on Amazon. I thought, come on, they're cute. And I just love the colors. So, and they get good reviews. So I got these and I've heard great things about Ardex. I think that's how you say it. So we're going to try those. And also very optional is a heat gun. This is my heat tool. I love it. I used to use a hairdryer. You can use a hairdryer. You can also be really, really patient and just let things dry naturally. I don't have that kind of time, so I am going to be using this trusty little guy. Oh my goodness, you guys. I was just editing my video and literally about to upload it when I realized I didn't mention anything about paints. Wow. Okay, I'm using my Mei set. This is a student grade set, which is wonderful because of the price, but they're also just beautiful paints. I really enjoy painting with these, really equally as much as I enjoy my professional sets. So if you need a new set of watercolors, this is a nice one on Amazon. I will link it below. But otherwise, as always, use what you've got. Okay, wow, that was a close one. That would have been a really silly blooper. Okay, there it is. I think I've covered everything. If you have any questions whatsoever, just leave them in the comments or shoot me an email, whatever you'd like. Yeah, let's just do this. 52 paintings this year. I think that sounds like a lot. I know we've done a lot more than that in the last couple of years or year and a half that I've been doing this. And this just feels like a nice pace. So nothing too precious or overwhelming, just small, approachable paintings that fit into real life. So if you're looking for a nice, simple, doable art practice in 2026, I hope that you will join me. And with that, I will see you this coming Tuesday, January 6th, for our first painting of 52. See you soon.